Ayo! Hello, Fantastics. It's Mr. Clintastik, preparing to jump back into our Streets of New Capenna limited set review. If you enjoy my content, please be sure to like, follow, and subscribe to help my channel grow in the future. Alright, so I've gone over the multicolored spells. Now we're going to get into blue. So they got it all kind of everywhere for some reason, so I got to scan from our initial blue card, and it looks like here it is. We have Undercover Operative, 4 mana, 2 generic, 2 blue, Creature Shapeshifter Rogue. Really dope artwork, actually. You may have Undercover Operative enter the battlefield as a copy of any creature on the battlefield. Wow. And it comes with a shield counter. Any creature on the battlefield. Jeez, I'm going to give that like a 3 to 3.5. I think that could be really good. You know, you could copy your own creatures, guarantee you have some good ETBs, or just like your most powerful creature on the board. Wow. Next we have Ledger Shredder, 2 generic, no, 2 mana, 1 generic and a blue. Bird Advisor, rare, flying. When a player casts their second spell each turn, Ledger Shredder connives. It's a 1/3. So we're getting back into casting your second spell in a turn. Just a 2-drop, 1/3 flyer with a little bit of a, that can be a 2/3 flyer. I'll give it a 2.9. It just has to impress me a little bit. It just, like, for if it's only going to deal 1 point of damage as a flyer, it could just be 1 mana and do nothing. I would be more impressed by a 1 mana vanilla flyer than I am with some of these 2-drop flyers. Next we have Cut Your Losses. 6 mana, 2 generic, 4 generic, 2 blue, sorcery, rare, with causality 2. As you cast a spell, you may sacrifice a creature with power 2 or greater. When you do copy the spell, you may choose a new target for the copy. Wow. Target player mills half their library rounded down. Eh. Hmm. 6 mana for that ability. You could copy it. Limited is going to be powerful. Limited is going to be powerful, I think. Even by the time you get to 6 mana, I think it's still going to be fairly strong. I'll give it a 3. And it could probably go up. But it's not doing anything to the board. You really got to, in a sense, cut your losses and just run the card. Alright, next we have Hypnotic Grifter. 1 mana, blue, creature human rogue. Pay 3. Hypnotic Grifter connives. It's a 1/2. And it's uncommon. I'm not impressed. Not impressed at all. I give it a 1. I mean, a 1-drop 1/2. I mean, over time it can get bigger, but the no evasion is kind of painful if you ask me. Next we have Psychic Pickpocket. 5 mana, 4 generic and a blue. Cephalid Rogue. Uncommon. When it ETBs, it connives. When it connives this way, return up to 1 target non-land permanent to its owner's hands. It's a 3/2. That just seems really expensive to me. That seems really expensive. 5 mana to bounce something and make a potential 4/3. Gotta see how that plays out. I'm gonna give it a 2. I don't think it's completely unplayable, but I don't think I'd be picking it early. Next we have A Little Chat. 2 mana, 1 generic, and a blue. Instant, uncommon, causality 1. As you cast a spell, you may sacrifice a creature with power 1 or greater. When you do copy the spell, look at the top 2 cards of your library, put one of them into your hand and the other on the bottom of your library. I like it. I mean, and then you could sack a nothing card and potentially get 2 cards for 2. Huh. How do I feel? Once again, not winning you the game or nothing like that. Give it a 2.5. Next we have Psionic Snoop, 3 mana, 2 generic and a blue. Creature, human, rogue, a common, flash. When an ATB it connives, and it's a 0/3. Eh, no evasion. Flash is cool. Connive is cool. I gotta get this like a 1 to 1.5. Just a tad unimpressed with that. I know it's common, but it's very unimpressive. Next we have Rooftop Nuisance. 3 mana, 2 generic, and a blue sorcery. Casualty 1. Tap target creature. It doesn't untap during its controller's next untap step. Draw a card. I wish this had. I wish this was an instant. I'd be happy if it was an instant, but at sorcery speed, ugh, that's pretty rough. It's pretty bad. I'll give it a 2. And see, what I'm gonna do is like look back over the cards and see what color pairs had like my highest ratings, because I think that might be a little bit significant. Wing Shield Agent, 3 mana, 2 generic, and a blue. Human Soldier, uncommon. When it ETBs with a shield counter on it, and whenever it attacks up to one other target creature, it gains flying until end of turn. Why doesn't this have freaking flying? Jeez. I'm giving it a 2. These blue cards are not impressive so far. Not impressive at all. Obscura Initiate. 3 mana, 2 generic and a blue. Bird Citizen. Flying, 2/2. Pay a generic and a hybrid white black. Gains lifelink till end of turn. I'm gonna give it a 2.5. Some of these flyers are so questionable. Like I think a 3-drop 2/2 is fine. But if it's gonna have an ability, I just wish it was a better ability than that. I'll give it 2.5 to 2.9. Make Disappear. So that's 2 mana, 1 generic and a blue instant with causality 1. Counter target spell unless its controller pays 2. I'm gonna give that a straight up 2. I don't usually run counter spells in limited. Honestly, this could be like a 1 to 1.5 actually. You probably never see me play that card. Echo Inspector. 4 mana, 3 generic and a blue bird rogue common with flying. When it ETBs, it connives. It's a 2/3. 2.5 to 2.9. Like these flyers, they have the evasion I want, but they just don't really have the kick. Like like a Namana Sky Dancer, right? It's 3 mana 2/1, but it has flash and it mills 2. You get me? Like it's great. Next we have Broker's Veteran. 2 mana, 1 generic and a blue, human soldier, common. When it dies, put a shield counter on target creature you control. 2/1. You can run it if you want. I'm gonna give it a 1 to 1.9. It's just okay. It's not winning any games in my opinion. And we have Security Bypass. 2 mana, 1 generic and a blue. Enchantment Aura at common level. Enchant creature. As long as enchanted creature is attacking alone, it can't be blocked. I like that. Whenever this creature does combat damage to a player, it connives. I like that. I'll put it up in the 2 to 2.5 range because I think that's pretty good. Give something unblockable and lets you draw this card on a stick. Yes, please. So let's see if these blue cards are going to be more impressive because those blue cards were not. All Seeing Arbiter. 6 mana. 4 generic, 2 blue. Avatar, Mythic, Flying. When it ETBs or attacks, draw 2 cards, discard a card. When you discard a card, target creature an opponent controls gets neg X, neg 0 until your next turn, where X is the number of different mana values among cards in your graveyard. It's a 5/4. So a 6 mana 5/4 that draws you 2 cards and lets you discard a card. That can neg opponent's creatures. I'll give it a 3.5. I don't want to be disrespectful to the card, but 6 mana 5/4 I think is fine. The draw ability I think is great. The other ability I don't think is that great. Like the neg ability, I'm gonna have to see that at work to really be like, oh, okay, that's something serious. Next we have Even the Score. X, 3 blue, instant mythic. This spell costs 3 blue less to cast if an opponent has drawn 4 or more cards this turn. Draw X cards. Like for limited, blue's not looking great. And like so far, like even the mythic spells are just kind of like. Otherwise, I'm paying 4 mana to draw 1 card. 5 mana to draw 2 cards. This is kind of a 1 for me. Really? That's just too expensive. Errant Street Artist. 1 blue, legendary creature, human, rogue, rare, flash, defender, haste. Pay 2, a generic and a blue. Tap. Copy target spell you control that wasn't cast. You may choose new targets for the copies. 0/3. I gotta give it a 1. My God. Blue is one of my favorite colors. And they are just. God dang. What is this? These are the. This is our king. Next we have Wiretapping. 5 mana and a blue. 5 mana, 4 generic and a blue enchantment with Hideaway 5. Whenever you draw your first card during each of your draw steps, draw a card. Okay. If you have 9 or more cards in hand, you may play the exile card without paying its mana cost. The Hideaway card. No, I'm giving this a 1 as well. Like I think the more I see like the blue cards be bad, the the more they get rated low. They're not even supporting each other. Reservoir Kraken, 4 mana, 2 generic, 2 blue, Kraken, rare, trample, ward, 2. So 4 mana 6/6. How are they gonna mess this up? At the beginning of each combat, if Reservoir Kraken is untapped, any opponent may tap an untapped creature they control. If they do tap Reservoir Kraken and create a 1/1 blue fish creature token with this creature can't be blocked. Bruh, what? I was talking about blue bad. This is amazing. This is amazing. What are you Oh my god, it's like a 4 to I really don't even know. Is it a 4 or a 5? A 4 mana 6/6 with trample in blue with ward 2? I think this is I think this is on up there. It's not even freaking mythic. So you can run multiple copies, and then if they do tap it down, you make tokens. Okay. Wow. That's nice. All right. Next we have Slip Out the Back. Gross. 1 blue, instant, uncommon. Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. It phases out. Mm, 1, 2. I mean, I'm not gonna. I might not waste a pick on that. Next we have Sleep with the Fishes. I'm loving some of the names. It's just so long, right? 4 mana, 2 generic, 2 blue, enchantment aura, uncommon, enchant creature. When Sleep with the Fishes enter the battlefield, tap enchanted creature and you create a 1/1 blue fish creature token. This creature can't be blocked. Enchanted creature doesn't untap. Oh my god. Okay. 3.5 to 4 for me. Like, it's tapping down their threats and making me a creature. It's pretty good. Next is Out of the Way. 4 mana, 3 generic, and a blue. Instant, uncommon. The spell costs 2 less to cast if it targets a green permanent. Return target non-land permanent to an opponent controls to its owner's hand. An opponent specific, so you can't protect your stuff. And you draw a card. I think this is fine. I give it like a 2.9. Like, I wish it could target anything so you could kind of protect your spells and it would go up for me. But otherwise, and I'm only rating it that high because it bounces and gives you something, like draws you a card. I think that's pretty powerful. Next, we have Public Enemy. 3 mana, 2 generic, and a blue. Enchantment aura, uncommon. Enchant creature. All creatures attack enchanted creatures controller each combat if able. When enchanted creature dies, draw a card. So this like forces my opponent, like I can make them attack me every combat. There's some control elements to that. I don't know how to play it properly. So with that being said, I don't know how to rate it properly. I wouldn't know what to do with this. I'm gonna give it a 2. It's not removing anything. It's not giving me immediate value. I would even give it a 1. 1 to 2. Fairy Vandal. I think Fairy Vandal's a reprint. 2 mana, 1 generic, and a blue. Fairy Rogue, uncommon, with flash. Flying. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, put a +1/+1 counter on Fairy Vandal. It's a 1/2. 1/2 flyer with flash that can get bumped up. Hmm. Thoughts. Still like a 2.9. I'm a little bit unimpressed with some of these flyers. Like, I feel like I should be rating them higher, but I don't think I can. Next, we have An Offer You Can't Refuse. 1 blue mana, instant, uncommon. Counter target non-creature spell. Its controller creates 2 treasures tokens. That's kind of a 1 for me. It's really a 0, but I'm not going to rate any of them 0 until I get more information. Majestic Metamorphosis, 3 mana, 2 generic, and a blue. Instant, common. Until end of turn, target artifact or creature becomes a 4/4 angel artifact creature and gains flying. Draw a card. I don't know. I mean, this could be good, or it could be nothing. Like, you could turn your 1/1 into a 4/4 angel, block, or attack, draw a card. I'm gonna give it 2.5 to 2.9. Because if you have like little 1/1 chumps and you're just messing them up with that, that could be really cool. Next we have Backstreet Bruiser. 2 mana, 1 generic, and a blue. Creature, Cephalid Rogue, common, defender. As long as there are 2 or more counters among creatures you control, it can attack as though it didn't have defender. It's a 3/3. I don't typically like cards like that, but they can be good. A 2-drop 3/3 that can potentially attack could show up and show out. I'm gonna put it at like a 2. Like if you can get those counters, great. Even if you can't, it's a pretty reliable defender. Next we have Sewer Crocodile. 6 mana, 5 generic, and a blue. Crocodile, common. You can pay for 3 generic and a blue. Can't be blocked this turn. It costs 3 less to activate if there are 5 or more mana values among cards in your graveyard. It's a 4/6. This might be a way that blue decks try to finish a game, because they could just do it for 1 blue or something. I'm gonna have to give it like a 2.5 to 2.9, because I think this could. I really think that could be a way that people close out their games in blue. Next we have Run Out of Town. 4 mana, 3 generic, and a blue. Instant. Common. The owner of target non-land permanent puts it on top or bottom of their library. I just don't like that ability. Like, and then it doesn't draw for me. That's a 1, and that could drop down to a 0. Easy. Easy. Expendable Lackey. 1 mana, creature, human, citizen. So a relevant creature type. Common. Pay 2. A generic and a blue. Exile it from your graveyard. Create a 1/1 blue fish token with this creature can't be blocked. I think that creature can't be blocked is going to be really powerful. So, like a Boggle type ability, you start equipping it and whatnot, they can't interact. You just beat face with these unblockable fish. I think that's somewhat playable. 1/1 that makes a creature later on for 2 that can't be blocked. I think that's a sleeper. I'm gonna put it at 3. I really like that, especially for a common card. Kind of like that. Like it's almost like a 1-drop unblockable spell. Like that's dope. Case the Joint. 4 mana, 3 generic, and a blue. Instant. Draw 2 cards, then look at the top card of each player's library. I'll give it a 2. It's not the best draw spell in my opinion. It's just Disdainful Stroke. Everybody knows Disdainful Stroke. Counter target spell with mana 4 or greater. I'm going to give it a 1. I think, people will probably play it, but every deck's definitely not going to want it. It's not going to guarantee you a game win. And we have Witness Protection for 1. There's a lot of 1 mana cost spells. Enchantment Aura, enchanted creature loses all abilities and is a green and white citizen creature with base power toughness 1/1 named Legitimate Business Person. I think this is going to play similar to how well Bubble Snare played, how it kind of just can deal with like a really, really powerful threat for only 1 mana. Yeah, they get a 1/1 token, cool, but it's not even a citizen. I like this. I'm going to put it at 3 for now. Okay. Ooh, I hope y'all are enjoying the extended content today. I'm doing my best to power through this set review, and I'm hoping to have it edited and nice and clean for people on my YouTube page. So if you enjoy my content, please be sure to like, follow, and subscribe so you know when I go live in the future. And if you want to contribute, you can always reach out to me on any social media platform. Soon I will be going over the black spells, but first I'm going to take a quick breather break. And then we're going to continue with our Streets of New Capenna set review. As always, you guys are fantastic. My name is Mr. Clintastik. I'll be right back.